Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That is Jack. I am Conrad, and this is the 45. We are back with a Premier League survival guide for Leeds United Football Club. It's been 16 years since Leeds have been in the top division. They were one of the original 22 members of the Premier League when it started back in 92. Spent lavishly in the early 2000s, got as far as a Champions League semifinal before they paid the price. They dropped out of the Premier League in 2004, and then declared bankruptcy in 2007, were assessed a further 10-point penalty, dropped all the way to the third division League One, and just lots of ownership changes over the subsequent 13 years. And then 16 years later, after that relegation, they find themselves back in the Premier League. The question is, from us, are they going to end up being Norwich or Sheffield United?
Yeah, I mean, they finished third in this season. It was a very good season. Obviously, Norwich running away with the league.
This was 18-19.
Yeah, 18-19, the season before the eventual promotion, the season after. And you see Sheffield United, a bit less goal scoring, much better defensively. Norwich, a phenomenal goal scoring team, but they were quite open at the back. And
57 goals they shipped. That should have been a telltale sign. With no movement coming in, they were doomed.
In the Premier League especially,
numbers like that. And then last year, I think Leeds they only conceded 35 goals.
Yeah.
Much better season.
Big difference, even better than Sheffield United the year before that. And that, I think, just speaks to, yes, Leeds are a very positive side. They're a very forward-thinking side, but they're also pretty tight at the back, especially in the Championship. So
yeah. And I know they're dying to get their fans into the stadiums as fast as possible, just so they can just all the appreciation they can show for those fans. They stood by them.
Yep.
Now they're back.
And
Bielsa is an interesting manager. Sorry, go ahead.
The Elland Road will be a formidable location for Premier League teams to go to when there can be fans there. It's just a case of when that can happen. I'm hoping it can be there's suggestions maybe October. We can look at partial return to normalcy, which I think everyone would love to see.
And even if there's just 5 fans, they're going to be really,
and they will
really loud. We'll talk about Bielsa here in a second, but quickly take a look at kind of 3 key transfers. Rodrigo coming in from Valencia, $24 million, or £24 million, for a 29-year-old. Yes, he can score, but $24 million for 29 years old.
I think the logic there is, yes, Patrick Bamford was very good for you last season. He had great movement, but he couldn't finish a lot of chances. That's the big issue with Leeds is, yes, they were good going forward. Could create 20, 30 chances a game. They only scored 2-3 goals if they're lucky. So getting Rodrigo, a seasoned professional, not only in La Liga but also in the Champions League, I think he'll be a success in the sense that he's versatile, can play as a 10, as a striker on the wing. Yes, it's expensive, highest paid player in club history, but I think you have to take those risks when you need to get a guaranteed goal scorer, which is a nice thing to have in a new season in the Premier League.
Second up, Robin Koch, center back out of Freiburg. Interesting, 2 seasons ago, Freiburg sold Soyuncu to Leicester, and he did very, very well. So are they now is Koch going to be equally successful?
Yeah, I think he does fill a void of Ben White, who was very, very good for them last season, played every minute of their promotion campaign. He was only on loan, so he returned to Brighton where he signed a new contract. They tried really hard to try and sign him. I think bids going up as high as £25 million. But he's very similar. I think he plays in a lower line, so he's not as good at intercepting as Ben White is. He's 24. He's a similar age range. He's also still a good passer. So I think there's every reason to believe that that's going to be successful and a pretty good price as well. Big shoes to fill, but I think he's got it in him.
Next up, Helder Costa. He was on loan to them last year from Wolves. They made that permanent with a $15 million or £15 million fee.
Yeah, that's pretty. I think you just want to keep consistency going from one season to the next. You're going to have a guy who knows the system, knows how Bielsa wants him to play, and he's going to be able to just continue that. I think it's just a no-nonsense, smart transfer.
Marcelo Bielsa, phenomenal manager, has had an impact on many, many coaches around the game. Most notably, Pep Guardiola credits him with a lot of his own success. And speaking to him, giving him counsel early on, before Guardiola really got his managerial career going.
Yeah,
a lot of success, obviously, with Argentina, around Europe, and now bringing his style, very aggressive style, to the Premier League. See how they do.
Yeah, and it is great praise to have Pep Guardiola say he's one of your inspirations. And I think they're going to go in with that confidence, with that swagger. They're going to know that they have it in them to try and compete with these big clubs. Much like Norwich, as we've mentioned, there's a lot of similarities between the two of them, especially because they both can be playing Liverpool on the opening weekend. It didn't go very well for Norwich. They'll hope for a better result come Saturday. But I think that they'll have a lot of optimism. I think that they've got the big thing for them is they got to be able to finish their chances. If they can have a consistent goal scorer up front, whether that's Bamford, that's Rodrigo, that's Costa, wherever they can get the goals from, I think they'll want to try. That's going to be the big focus for them, because if they can do that successfully. Norwich, worst goals minus expected goals in the league of -14 last season. They weren't able to finish off the few chances that they made. They obviously got relegated. So if they can do that, they can control that variable, I think Bielsa might be a success.
So a triumphant return, hopefully, for Leeds after 16 years away from the Premier League. That'll do it for us for our Premier League survival guide. Focus on Leeds United. That is Jack. I am Connor. This has been the 45. Please like, subscribe, tell us what you think, and take care now.